When money is tight, facing a major repair on your own can be a nightmare. So Cole Auto Outlet developed Cole Certified Customer Care. Affordable cars, trucks, and SUVs with a 2-year, 24,000-mile limited powertrain warranty at no additional cost. Cole Auto Outlet, Bluefield, Virginia. Financing affordable transportation for nearly 30 years. Start your search online at coleautooutlet.com.
In verse 1 of our text, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous.
Tune in every Sunday at 11 a.m. on the 2 Virginia's CW to hear a message from Dr. Ray Hurt at Lifeline Church, Princeton Church of God.
Totally last thing is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to...
What?
Make sure they don't get too close.
The guy broadsided us doing 80 miles an hour plus.
It was a tragic wreck. Michael was terribly injured and lost his wife.
I didn't know what I was going to do.
The at-fault driver tried to hide his insurance, filed a false affidavit, and actually fled the state.
Farmer, Klein, and Campbell gave me confidence that everything would be fine.
We left no stone unturned, tracked down the insurance, and made them pay.
Thank you for everything you have done.
Call 252-5990.
This is WVVA News, here for you, live in HD. WVVA News at 5 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Melinda Zosh. Things are going to get really busy here in Mercer County. Jennifer Roberts is on I-77 with more about how the new road project could impact your drive. Hi, Jennifer.
Yes, thank you, Melinda. And two commercial trucks sharing the roadways with those of us traveling through Bluefield and Princeton. Now, it's all part of Governor Jim Justice's plan called Road to Prosperity. Now, all commercial trucks traveling northbound on I-77 North are going to have to take the exit 1 to Bluefield to then reconnect to I-77 North from 460. Now, I was able to talk to one local business owner, and he told me that he expects for this construction to bring a whole lot of traffic to his area.
During some past issues with the road, when they did reroute the traffic on 460, the traffic got really, really bad as far as traffic jams, I guess you would say. So
earlier today, I had the opportunity to drive both routes. The regular route that the vehicles take on I-77 going north and the alternate route that they'll have to take to get to exit 9. I'll be able to tell you more about how long your commute will be tonight at 6. Thank you, Melinda.
All right, thank you for that report, Jennifer. For the second time this week, fire crews were called out to an early morning fire at a local business in Princeton. Chief Nelson of the East River Fire Department tells us that they got the call shortly after 3 this morning of a grease fire at a Dolly's Diner that could not be put out. East River Volunteer Fire Department, Princeton City Fire Department, Mercer County Sheriff's Office, and Princeton Rescue all responded. There were no injuries, but the diner caught fire for the second time this afternoon when a hot spot from the first fire reignited. The hot spot was in the restaurant ceiling. Well, this beautiful weather isn't sticking around for long. Let's turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Travis Roberts, who has a first look at our current conditions. Travis.
Yeah, thanks, Melinda. Certainly not going to be very nice tomorrow. If you like today, well, I'm sorry, you're not going to like tomorrow. Big changes on the way. Temperatures likely stuck in the 30s, and not only is it going to be cold, it's going to be really windy, too. Wind advisories up for all the highlighted counties. We could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour on some of the ridges. Even in the valleys, pretty gusty, too. Outside right now, here's a live look at our satellite. You can see sunshine out there, wall to wall. Just a few clouds. That's really about it. Let's look to the west. You can see a few clouds. Not a lot of action going on here, but clouds will start to pick up as we see a cold front move to the east. We'll start to get a little lift in the atmosphere and squeeze out a few showers later tonight. Look at these numbers. Man, I tell you what, take a good look at this because we're not going to be anywhere near this tomorrow. Mid to upper 70s in a few spots right now with wall-to-wall sunshine. Temperatures very comfortable this evening. Have a full look at the forecast coming up in a little bit, Melinda.
All right, thank you, Travis. If you live in Greenbrier County in the Ronceverte area in particular, listen up. Effective right now is a boil water advisory. This is due to the repair of a main water line on Clay Street. This affects customers under the Ronceverte water system with the exception of Squirrel and Briar Hill. NTSB investigators are in Philadelphia trying to determine what caused a passenger jet engine to explode yesterday, forcing an emergency landing. Debris from the engine punctured a window and caused the cabin to depressurize. A mother of two was killed when she was partially sucked out of the plane. The concern now that other 737s with the same engine could be at risk. Dan Scheneman has the story.
Investigators charged with finding out what caused a Southwest jet engine to break apart midair are focusing on whether wear and tear caused a fan blade to break off.
There's evidence of metal fatigue where the blade separated.
Officials discovered plane debris in a remote area of eastern Pennsylvania. The Boeing 737 was at 32,000 feet Tuesday when the left engine exploded about 20 minutes after takeoff. Shrapnel from the engine struck the plane and shattered a window, causing the cabin to depressurize. Killed in the accident was 43-year-old bank executive Jennifer Reardon of New Mexico, who was partially sucked through the window before passengers were able to pull her back inside.
Somebody saw the lady out the window, so just tried to get her back in.
An EMT nurse on board performed CPR but was unable to save her life. We're also learning more about the pilot who landed the crippled plane.
Not on fire, but part of it's missing.
She is Captain Tammy Jo Schultz, a former fighter pilot with the United States Navy. One passenger praising Schultz for having nerves of steel as she landed the 737 with 149 people on board. Now, the focus is on understanding what happened and why. Southwest is ordering inspections of its airline fleet, while the FAA is calling for every airline that flies the 737 to inspect its engines. Dan Scheneman, NBC News.
In 2016, another Southwest 737 blew an engine on a flight from New Orleans to Orlando. The NTSB later determined a fan blade had broken off, apparently due to metal fatigue. Beckley police have released the identity of the suspect they are looking for in a homicide investigation. They're asking for any information on the whereabouts of Demoria Juan Curry. The 22-year-old has a warrant out on him for first-degree murder. This after the shooting in the area of West Neville and Pike Streets in Raleigh County that left Corey Henry dead. If you have any information, you're asked to call the number listed there on your screen. Handshakes, eye contact, and sharp ears for listening. They're traits you may not always see everywhere else, but they're qualities deeply embedded in a Cranberry Elementary School education. This month, Cranberry was designated a Lighthouse school by the Stephen Covey Foundation. You may know Covey by his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This morning, students showed us some examples of the habits in action, including number 5, seek first to understand, then be understood.
I use seek first to understand because whenever, if me and Owen, we were fighting, I will have to use that habit.
We really strive to see the gift in every student, whether it's behind the scenes, whether it's in front of everybody. We want them to know that they have a gift, and that gift will propel them to greatness, and they can dream any dream and make it come true.
Since the school was designated a Leader in Me school by the organization in 2015, staff and students have only grown the program. Cranberry was only one of 3 schools in the state this year to receive the Lighthouse School designation. The annual Better Living Show is right around the corner, and this year will be the 39th year, sponsored by the Bluefield Chamber of Commerce. It's an opportunity to connect with home improvement businesses in the area. New this year, there will be businesses who specialize in recreational and outdoor work. Thursday, April 26th, tickets are $5 for a sneak peek pre-show, and tickets are $3 for adults and $1 for children on the 27th and the 28th. A woman is dead following a fire at her Norfolk, Virginia home. Now her husband is charged with her death. Neighbors say the victim lived in the home with her husband, and she was confined to a wheelchair and needed home assistance every day. Neighbor Kim Garton says the woman's nurse was the one who called the fire department after she saw smoke coming from under the front door. Now Garton has a lot of questions about what exactly happened.
And I seen them trying to beat the door down, and that concerned me because I was like, why did they have to beat the door down? Not even 10 minutes later, 20 cops, detectives.
The victim has been identified as 61-year-old Kathleen White Grandgroth. The husband, 58-year-old Delano Grandgroth, has been charged with arson and murder and is currently being held without bond. Coming up, we're learning tonight that multiple new mines could be opening near you. We'll have this story coming up next.
Nissan's latest tech surrounds you with peace of mind. The 2018 Nissan Rogue Sport. Featuring rear cross-traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking that could stop for you. Now standard on the Nissan Rogue family.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 9 models, or lease the Rogue family for $159 per month.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Evan Jenkins ran for office 7 times as a liberal Democrat, voting for higher taxes, a pay raise for himself, and an Obama-style coal-killing cap-and-trade scheme. So it's no surprise Jenkins supported Nancy Pelosi, supported John Kerry over George W. Bush, and went to a campaign rally for Hillary Clinton, supporting liberal candidates, voting for liberal policies. That's Evan Jenkins. 35th Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Tonight, a former prosecutor returns.
Oh my God, that's Alex Cabot.
With her own form of justice.
I do what I have to do. You can't break the law, Alex. What are you gonna do? Arrest me?
New SVU, tonight on NBC. Voight's protected her all these years. Huh? But tonight, is she the victim?
2 males, no female.
Or the suspect?
Pam participated.
I'm worried about an 18-year-old girl who I think is being coerced.
Chicago PD, new tonight on NBC.
Grant's Supermarket, 60 locations to serve you. Check out Grant's weekly specials on your mobile device or online.
More and more people have discovered something strong, dependable, long-lasting. They've found themselves in a Chevy truck. And now, you can too. See for yourself why Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest-growing brand the last 4 years overall. Get a total value of over $11,500 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Southern West Virginia Chevy dealers.
Live in HD with Melinda Zosh and meteorologist Travis Roberts. You're watching WVVA News at 5.
We're learning tonight that multiple new mines could be opening near you, and they're not just surface operations, but deep mines that could bring dozens of new jobs. Our Annie Moore has been following this story all day. She joins us now with a preview of a story she's working on for 6. Annie?
That's right, Melinda. The first of the 3 mining operations will be right here in Moncole, West Virginia. That Alpha Natural Resources underground operation will mine for metallurgical coal. Then there are 2 more mining operations that have submitted application for permits. A Pocahontas United high-wall mine located in Josephine and a prep plant located near Rodeo. While no timeline has been announced for the Pocahontas operation, a spokesperson for Alpha says they hope to have the Moncole operation up and running by the end of the year. We'll have more on this developing story coming up tonight at 6.
All right, thank you, Annie. Coming up, there's evidence a new migraine drug could help people who are in desperate need of relief. We'll have this story next in Health Matters. Travis?
Big changes on the way tomorrow. A little snow in the forecast. Details coming up.
Come out for an evening with Bluefield State and featured guest Frank Beamer on April 24th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets are $50 per person and only $62.50 for a meet and greet at 5:30 p.m. Call now for your tickets.
At Toyota, we know the journey is as important as the destination. That's why no detail was overlooked. RAV4 is perfect for your adventures, with plenty of cargo space and available all-wheel drive. And with all these active safety features standard, we're always along for the ride. Now lease a versatile RAV for only $189 a month, or buy with $1,500 cash back, or 0% APR plus $500 finance cash. RAV4, your destination, our journey. What drives you? Toyota. Let's go places.
This is the doorway to your dreams. Better known as the Honda Dream Garage Spring Event. And through it, you can open new doors to the outdoors with a deal on a Honda Pilot. Oh, look, here's one. It's got room for up to 8. The interior's incredibly roomy. Don't mind if I do.
The Honda Dream Garage Spring Event is on now. Get a great deal on the Pilot, a KBB.com Best Buy for 2018.
Evan Jenkins, a liberal Democrat record. Like Obama, Jenkins supported cap and trade.
Liberals.
Voted for gun control.
I'm tired of liberal gun grabbers.
Rallied for Clinton and John Kerry's anti-coal campaigns.
Obama, Clinton, liberals.
Evan Jenkins, a liberal in hiding. Patrick Morrissey beat Obama at the Supreme Court saving coal jobs. Endorsed by West Virginians for life and gun owners. Patrick Morrissey, a conservative fighter who wins for us.
I'm Patrick Morrissey, and I approve this message.
Stay up to date with the WVVA news and weather apps. WVVA is here for you, on air, online, and on your phone.
Maximum savings, maximum selection, the absolute max for your trade. Get it all during the Maximum Trade event at Crossroads Chevrolet. We're maxing out discounts on every Chevy car, truck, and SUV. Plus, Crossroads is paying you the maximum value on your trade. Any make, any model. At Crossroads Chevrolet, buy the new Cruze for just $12,999. $12,999 buys Cruze. Shop a great selection in stock. Don't wait, don't overpay. Get maximum savings today at Crossroads Chevrolet.
There's evidence a new migraine drug could help people who've never found relief with other medications. The drug is called Uramuab, and it's a long-lasting injection given monthly that's meant to stop migraines before they even start. It works by blocking a molecule that transmits pain signals during an attack. Studies have shown the drug can reduce the number of monthly migraines by half for some, but not all patients. It could receive FDA approval as soon as next month. Packaged and liquid caffeine supplements can kill in high doses. The FDA is now acting to make sure this doesn't happen. Here's Reed Binion with today's Health Minute.
The Food and Drug Administration is cracking down on highly concentrated caffeine products, working to have them removed from store shelves and warning consumers to stay away. They say powdered and liquid dietary supplements with concentrated amounts of caffeine are a threat to public health and have already been linked to 2 deaths in the U.S. The FDA says some of these products can contain as much as 3,200 milligrams of caffeine, the equivalent of as much as 28 cups of coffee.
When they take what they think is a dose, it's 10, 15, 20 times what they're expecting.
In low doses, caffeine can help you get a jump start on your day, but too much caffeine can ruin it, causing upset stomach, irritability, sleepless nights, and heart palpitations. And less than 2 tablespoons of some types of powdered pure caffeine can kill. Plus, even though caffeine may help boost weight loss, the Mayo Clinic says higher doses of caffeine won't lead to better results. For today's Health Minute, I'm Reed Binion.
All right, thanks for staying with us right now. I'm joined with Rupi Phillips, and he's running for Congress in West Virginia's 3rd Congressional District. Rupi, thank you for joining us today on set.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So tell us a bit about yourself. You actually grew up in Logan County?
Yep, I'm from Logan County, born and man, raised in Buffalo Creek. I live in a coal camp. I live in the house that I was raised in. I got it after my dad passed away, and that's where I live today, and I'm proud to say I live in a coal camp.
All right. And you're running against candidates who have a lot of money. How is your campaign different than theirs?
Well, you know, it's more of a grassroots campaign. You know, I am endorsed by the West Virginia Coal Association. And being a House of Delegate member, you know, my nickname at the Capitol is the Coal Delegate. Because I have fought hard for coal, and that's earned me the right to get that endorsement by the Coal Association. So anyway, I sell electric motors for a company called Gould Electric, and I treat my constituents in my House of Delegates district just like I do my customers. If they need me, I'm there, and I'll do the same thing when I go to D.C.
Okay. And I know there's concern about a lot of coal jobs and high-paying jobs leaving the state. What is your view on that? How can we bring some of those jobs back?
Well, first of all, it's hogwash. You know, I was just at a mines this morning, and when I was talking to the electrician, he goes, I need some electricians. Can you help me? What do you got? And I said, well, how many you need? As many as you can get me. So I'm sorry, the fake news, it's really fake news. There's coal jobs out there, you know. Sadly, you got to pass a drug test, which myself, I don't want to work with anybody that's that's on opioids or marijuana or whatever. So there's cold jobs available. They just got to be willing to get their minor certificate and pass a drug test.
And you just touched on opioids, and West Virginia has been especially hard hit by this crisis. What measures can be taken to fix the problem?
Well, you know, I just spent 2 days ago in a 2.5-hour meeting with the mayor of Huntington. You know, that being ground zero, and you know, they got a lot of stuff moving forward. You know, he told me himself he's been more to D.C. under the Trump administration for help. And so if we get the feds on board helping, just like they had the drug bust down there yesterday, that was great. I mean, I smiled all night long. I think I smiled slept with a smile on my face all night. But you know, like me and the mayor talked, the programs they got going, and he's willing to share it throughout the rest of the state. Faith-based, probably that's my first start I would suggest anybody to do. Go to church.
All right.
Get the churches behind you and let them help you.
All right, Mr. Rupi Phillips, thank you so much for joining us again. He's running in the West Virginia 3rd Congressional District.
Yes, ma'am.
Now we'll send it over to Travis Roberts from the Future Forecast. Travis.
Yeah, thanks, Mel. Hey, you know, heard about the tornadoes maybe in Lynchburg this weekend. It's been upgraded from an EF2 to an EF3 now. They went back, looked at some of the photos, kind of seeing what the damage actually was on the ground, and that has been upgraded again with winds now estimated between 136 and 165. It's common. In fact, I know some folks who investigated some EF4s in Mississippi. They were upgraded to an EF5 after they went back and looked at the data and saw what really happened on the ground and talking with some tornado experts. But definitely a crazy weekend for sure. A lot quieter outside tonight. There's I-77. Look at the tractor trailers rolling along. I-77 northbound there. A little breezy for those trucks and for you if you're driving around late tonight into tomorrow. Winds will be gusty out of the southwest, turning west and northwesterly tomorrow, gusting up to 45 to 50 at times on the ridges. That's why we have wind advisories in effect for all the counties highlighted here. Our western counties still going to be breezy, but not quite as breezy as the areas under that advisory. Partly sunny skies outside, or I should say mostly sunny skies tonight. We'll see more clouds increasing later tonight as this system back to the west moves a little bit closer. It is warm. Mid-70s across our region. Drop to the south, mid-80s in Charlotte, almost 90 right now in Columbia, South Carolina. Very warm across the east. Here's a live look at Princeton right now. We've got quite a bit of sunshine. Temperatures around the region, again, very warm. We're talking about 80s back into the coal fields today. 80s. All right, remember that, because I'm going to show you a forecast that's going to be nowhere near that tomorrow. We've got showers on the way tonight. Here comes cold air wrapping in behind this system and a little bit of blue showing up here in the mountains tomorrow. Look at these temperatures taking a big tumble. Tomorrow, we start out in the 40s and we may end up in the 30s for a good part of the day. This cold air doesn't stick around too long. We do stay chilly through the weekend, but it looks like we warm up a little bit compared to what we're going to be looking like tomorrow. We're watching this cutoff low that looks like it'll go to our south Monday and Tuesday, but we may see a few showers from that. Here's the rain tonight moving through as we move through the midnight hour, but tomorrow morning starting out in the 40s, and look at the temperatures staying in the 30s tomorrow with snow showers mixing in. I think some of the lower elevations we might just stay all rain, but still cold enough that we're even talking about snow showers is pretty impressive. Not unprecedented, not unheard of. We've measured snow in May before, but not fun either way you slice it for spring. We clear out tomorrow night and Friday looking a little better. Tonight the clouds roll in, the showers do too. Temperatures tomorrow morning bottoming out somewhere in the 30s. If you're not in the 30s tomorrow, you'll likely be there as we move through the day with rain and snow showers, partly sunny skies. And again, those temperatures will start off in the 40s, but look, during the day, not going anywhere. Here's your extended forecast. We're dry Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Highs get back up into the 60s. As we go into next week, we've got rain showers on the way for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. It doesn't look like a big washout, but we've increased the chances for rain. In my opinion, the big thing on this forecast is the cool weather.
Yeah, it's cooling down, especially from today.
Yep.
All right, thanks, Travis. Well, straight ahead, we'll have the latest in politics coming up next.
Send Trump a senator. West Virginia's Evan Jenkins.
I'm Evan Jenkins. I approve this ad because as your senator, I'll keep working with Donald Trump to make America great again.
Trusted by Trump. West Virginia values. Evan Jenkins.
Hyundai of Beckley is the pre-owned marketplace.
We have 471 units in stock. The area's best selection of trucks, SUVs, and crossovers. Four-wheel drives and all-wheel drives starting at $59.95 and payments as low as $99 a month. All Hyundai of Beckley pre-owned come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection plan.
Sell your car to Hyundai of Beckley.
So go directly to Hyundai of Beckley or visit us online at HOBWV.com.
First, Joe Manchin fought to save coal miner jobs. Then he went to the mat for safety regulations that saved their lives. And when they tried to take away miners' health care benefits, he helped save them and won't stop fighting until their threatened pensions are secure. Joe Manchin has made things a whole lot brighter for West Virginia's miners because you never have to ask what Joe Manchin's for, the hardworking people of this state. And he'll continue to give what for to anybody who tries to hurt them. SMP is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I'm Evan Jenkins, and I'm proud of my perfect rating from the NRA. I'm proud to have a son fighting to protect our freedoms in the Marines. And I believe the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. I'm Evan Jenkins, and I approve this message.
Cole Chevrolet Buick GMC is simplifying car buying, saving you time and money. Save over $7,000 on the new 2018 Buick Cascada Premium, now only $32,716. Cole Chevrolet, Route 460 at the State Line Bluefield, or start your search online 24/7 at colechevy.com.
In the Farmington No. 9 mine explosion, I lost an uncle, I lost a neighbor, I lost guys I played ball with. This is real for me. As West Virginians, we've all faced hardships, but we help each other. People here have been screwed by both political parties. Yes, Washington sucks, but West Virginians don't give up, and I will never give up trying to make it better. For me, it's always about West Virginia. That will never change. I'm Joe Manchin, and I approve this ad.
Cole Chevrolet Buick GMC is simplifying car buying, saving you time and money. Save over $10,000 on the new 2018 Buick Encore all-wheel drive, now only $19,857. Cole Chevrolet, Route 460 at the State Line Bluefield, or start your search online 24/7 at colechevy.com.
It was a secret meeting over Easter weekend. President Trump sending Mike Pompeo, his CIA director, and the man he hopes will become his top diplomat, to lay the groundwork for summit with North Korea's Kim Jong-un. NBC's Blaine Alexander is in Washington with the latest.
Day 2 of the Mar-a-Lago summit. President Trump and Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe talking trade.
Free, fair, and reciprocal.
But President Trump facing questions about North Korea a day after dropping this bombshell.
We have had direct talks at very high levels, extremely high levels.
The president now confirming Mike Pompeo, CIA director and Secretary of State nominee, met with Kim Jong-un in North Korea over Easter weekend.
He just left North Korea, had a great meeting with Kim Jong-un, and got along with him really well, really great.
His groundwork for a planned one-on-one with Kim drawing praise from supporters.
I give him a lot of credit for doing that.
And even some of his most outspoken critics.
I think it is good news for diplomacy, and I'm glad that the meeting took place.
Pompeo traveled to North Korea just days before his confirmation hearing last week, where he was questioned about the president's planned meeting with Kim.
The purpose of the meeting is to address this nuclear threat to the United States.
But today, at least one of those senators upset that Pompeo never mentioned his own trip.
Certainly, he was less than forthcoming, because he could have said, listen, I have some unique insights here on North Korea.
President Trump relying on those insights as he prepares for a high-stakes meeting with North Korea's leader. And President Trump said that his meeting with Kim Jong-un could happen as soon as next month. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Washington.
Travis Roberts is back in a moment with the latest on the forecast.
Here's your chance to win big and adventure bigger on the Powerball Power Cruise on board Royal Caribbean's Majesty of the Seas. Play Powerball today and enter to be one of the lucky winners of an exclusive adventure of a lifetime. You'll enjoy a private concert featuring Kenny Loggins and even get a shot at $250,000 in cash prizes on board. The only way to get on board is to play Powerball and enter to win big.
Join ARH Rejuvenation Center for its first annual Blossom event, Thursday, April 19th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy amazing door prizes, specials, and food. The Blossom event, April 19th at ARH Rejuvenation Center, Cranberry Creek Shopping Center, Beckley.
Who will clean up Washington? Not convicted criminal Don Blankenship. His company got caught pumping 1.4 billion gallons of toxic coal slurry, contaminating water supplies, leading to dirty, foul-smelling water that neighbors claimed caused birth defects and cancers. But Blankenship installed a separate water line that pumped clean water to his mansion. Isn't there enough toxic sludge in Washington? Mountain Families PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Nissan's latest tech surrounds you with peace of mind. The 2018 Nissan Rogue Sport. Featuring rear cross-traffic alert, blind spot warning, and automatic emergency braking that can stop for you. Now standard on the Nissan Rogue family.
Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 9 models, or lease the Rogue family for $159 per month.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Join ARH Rejuvenation Center for its first annual Blossom event, Thursday, April 19th from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Enjoy amazing door prizes, specials, and food. The Blossom event, April 19th at ARH Rejuvenation Center, Cranberry Creek Shopping Center, Beckley.
Well, we have quite a bit of sunshine outside tonight. Temperatures very warm, mostly in the 70s. We're 74 right now at the Mercer County Airport. Some places right at that 80-degree mark or better, especially in the coal fields of Wyoming and McDowell counties today, where we were easily in the 80s in many areas. Sunshine will continue this evening. Will be dry, but that changes tonight. A cold front moves our way. Rain chances go up. We could see enough cold air working in tomorrow for some snow showers. Doesn't look like a lot, but still cold enough for that to happen. Then as we head into the weekend, cool on Friday, but dry. 60s this weekend.
Yeah, so what a change from today in the 70s and lower 80s to tomorrow, Travis.
Big change.
All right, well, get ready for it. And that's all the time we have at 5. Be sure to join us again at 6 o'clock and have a great night.